Hey, what's going on? It's Scott, and I got a really good story about letting things go. And I think actually we all could take a lesson from this. It's actually the convergence of two stories that I wanted to share. A few days ago, I listened to a podcast with Phil Hellmuth. He's a World Series of Poker champion. I was checking it out again. And I'm not familiar with him, but I saw the headline and I thought, oh, this would be good, interesting. He's won like 14 World Series of Poker championships and been playing poker for a long time. And he was on the Tim Ferriss podcast, and it was a really good interview. We talked about a lot of different things and a lot of great stories, and not surprisingly, he's really smart. But he told this story about how about 20 years ago, a associate, semi-friend, but definitely a business associate of his, stole 28 grand from him. He didn't say how he did it, but he took 28 grand. And Phil went on to tell Tim Ferriss the story about, and I was totally engaged. I'm like, boy, I wonder how he handled this. So he was really mad for a day, fuming mad, and went out to dinner with his wife that night, had a couple glasses of wine just to get his mind off of it. But he said he woke up the next day. He told Ferriss this story. He woke up the next day and he decided he was going to let it go. He's like, you know what? I got bigger things to worry about right now. I have a family, my career. And he confronted the guy and dealt with the issue with him. But what he didn't do was he didn't make it public. He didn't go around bashing the guy. He didn't throw him under the bus. He certainly didn't go to any authorities or cops or whatnot. And he just dealt with it one-on-one with him and never said a bad word about him and moved on. He moved on. And he went on to tell Tim Ferriss that decision came back around 10 times over to him in the following years. That this guy who stole money from him ended up becoming like his biggest advocate, hooked him up and connected him to several business deals and future partners. And more importantly, he said, this guy did nothing but speak highly of me for the rest of, to present day. He always speaks so highly of Phil Hellmuth. And he said, that's the message, or that's the lesson I got out of that. In some cases, not every case, obviously a criminal like a violent criminal act is different. But he literally said in this particular case, it involved money, and it was a lot of money, but he said, I just decided to let it go and move on and not ruin this guy's life. And I thought of that a lot in the day or two after. This was earlier this week, and then today I'm recording this on the day that the Patriots open up tonight against the Chiefs at home to open the NFL season. And I live in the Boston area, and all they're talking about yesterday and today in Boston is that they're giving out like 70,000 towels to fans to wave that have the commissioner's image, Roger Goodell, with a clown nose on the towel. Goodell infamously suspended Brady over Deflategate, and in the Boston area, people didn't really like that. And don't worry, rest assured, Boston and Patriot fans, I'm not, all my friends out there who like the Patriots, I'm not ragging on New England. This isn't what this video is about. But, New England and Boston fans really don't forgive Roger Goodell for that act, and fans around the nation, it's like time to move on. And I was thinking about this today when I was listening to the radio, and I ran out to lunch earlier, that they were talking about the towels and tonight, and the fans are going to be all over Goodell. And I thought back to Phil Hellmuth's story about letting it go. And I'm thinking to myself, Patriots won the Super Bowl. Goodell won his case, and he convinced the courts and whomever that this is what he needed to do. I'm not judging whether it was right or wrong. I actually don't care either way. But that played itself out, and then on the field, everything played itself out. New England went on to win the Super Bowl. And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, there's 70,000 or so people going to this game tonight, and they're going to expend their energy, some of them, not everybody, but the people who go and are expending their energy screaming at, booing, and waving this stupid towel about Roger Goodell, wouldn't they be better off just enjoying the game and saying, it sucks, Goodell's kind of an idiot, or we don't agree with him, I should say, but you know what, I'm moving on. And I think at times we just need to move on and let things go. They play themselves out, and certain acts we shouldn't, of course, look the other way. But in this case, and with what Phil Hellmuth did, I really commend him for that. And that really stuck with me. And I'll probably see some of the game tonight. I don't know, maybe a little bit. But by the time this gets posted, it might be over. I don't know. I have no interest in seeing the Patriot fans, expending all their energy on Goodell. Everybody's free to do what they want. But I would say if I see that tonight, use your energy in another way. Root for your team. Be happy if they win. New England's probably going to win tonight. Enjoy the game. There's no reason, we expend our energy on so much negative stuff as it is. Sometimes it's good to just let things go. And to Phil Hellmuth's message, it comes around and pays off in different ways. So $28,000 was nothing compared to all the karma that came his way in the years that followed. So I think that's a good story. Hopefully you took some out of it too. And I don't know, go Chiefs tonight. I'm just kidding. All right. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you later.